My beloved child, please listen carefully because this message has not found you by accident. The universe has a specific way of delivering truth when you need it most, and right now you are being called to pay attention. Do not turn away and do not skip this moment, for something massive is shifting in the spiritual realm specifically for you. Stay with me until the very end, because the words I am about to share will explain the heavy feelings and the strange coincidences you have been experiencing lately. There is a sacred bridge being built between your heart and another, and it all began in the quiet, untouched hours of the early morning. Before the sun began to rise today, while the rest of the world was still lost in dreams and the streets were silent, something profound was happening. Before the noise of daily life took over, and before the distractions of technology and responsibilities began, your soulmate was awake. They were not just awake physically, they were awake in their spirit. In those hours where the air feels different and the sky is a soft, deep blue, they were sitting with thoughts of you that they could no longer push aside. While you were perhaps still sleeping or just starting to stir, their heart was calling out your name in a way that words cannot fully capture. My beloved child, you must understand that they were not simply scrolling through a phone or passing the time aimlessly. Their soul was restless. There was a stirring inside them that refused to be ignored any longer. They woke up with a weight in their chest, a deep, heavy pull that they couldn't explain to a single person around them. It wasn't just sadness and it wasn't just fear, though those things were present. It was a magnetic tug, like being summoned by an invisible force that resides far beyond our physical world. In that absolute silence of the early morning, the masks they wear during the day began to fall away. The early morning has a special power because it removes the armor we use to protect ourselves. During the day it is easy to stay busy and pretend things don't matter, but in the stillness the truth always rises to the surface. Your soulmate sat there, perhaps looking out a window or staring at the ceiling, questioning every choice they have made. They were thinking about the silence between you, the distance that has grown, and the delays they have allowed to happen. They asked themselves why. After all this time, your energy still feels so present in their life. They wondered why no one else they meet carries the same light or provides the same sense of home that you do. My beloved child, they were essentially talking to the universe in those quiet moments. Whether they were praying, meditating, or simply sitting in a heavy silence, their heart was asking the same question over and over: why does this connection refuse to leave me? Why does this person still live so vibrantly in the center of my heart, even when I try to move on? I want you to take a moment to reflect on this and share your own thoughts in the comments below. And please subscribe to Lord Miracles Daily to stay connected to these divine messages. Your engagement helps this energy flow and brings us closer to the answers we seek. They realized in those early hours that running from this connection has not brought them any peace. They saw clearly that silence did not erase your memory, and that distractions were only temporary band-aids on a soul-level wound. In the honesty of the morning, they understood that the bond you share is not a matter of convenience or simple attraction. It is something written in the stars, a contract signed by your souls long before you ever met in this life. This realization brought with it a wave of regret. Regret for the things they should have said but didn't, and regret for the moments they chose fear over the courage to love you properly. They replayed moments in their mind where they could have reached out but chose to stay hidden. They thought about the times they could have fought for you but chose the comfort of their own ego instead. These thoughts weren't coming to punish them but to wake them up. The universe was using the silence to show them that their hand has reached for the phone many times, only to stop because of a lingering doubt. They wonder if you still care, if you have found peace without them, or if reaching out now would change the course of your lives forever. Their mind hesitates, but their heart is already moving toward you. My beloved child, your soulmate made a silent promise to themselves during that time. They promised to stop ignoring the pull of their own heart. They realized that before they can truly come back to you, they must face the broken parts of themselves and heal the fears that caused the distance in the first place. This awakening was a preparation. It was the universe aligning their spirit so that they can eventually show up as the person you truly deserve. Even if you were asleep during these hours, your energy was there with them. You might have felt a sudden warmth or a strange dream, and that is because energy knows no time zones and no physical boundaries. This connection is real because it brings clarity, not chaos. The early morning hours showed them that the separation you're experiencing isn't a punishment from God or the universe. Instead, it is a period of alignment. It is a time where you are both being taught lessons that you couldn't learn while you were together. Now, their soul is starting to signal that a new chapter is beginning to unfold. The fear that once felt like a mountain is starting to look like a small hill. The idea of a reunion, which once felt impossible, is starting to feel like an inevitable truth. As the light of the day began to grow stronger, your soulmate didn't just forget these feelings, they carried them into their day like a secret they weren't ready to share yet. They are starting to understand that timing is everything, and that the universe is preparing something huge for both of you. You are not forgotten, and your worth has never been in question. Silence is often just the laboratory where the universe prepares a miracle. Trust that the bridge is being built, trust that the energy is moving, and stay open to the signs that are coming your way. Your journey is transforming, and the best is yet to arrive. My beloved child, as the early morning light began to climb higher in the sky, a deeper transformation started to take hold within your soulmate's heart. What began as a series of restless thoughts during the dark hours slowly evolved into a profound and honest period of self-reflection. These were not just fleeting emotions or surface-level ideas that disappear with the sunrise. These were deep, soul-level realizations that are beginning to change their very foundation. Please do not turn away from this message, for something incredible is being prepared for you in this very moment. In those quiet, solitary minutes, your soulmate began to recognize the patterns in their life that they can no longer deny. They saw clearly how they had been trapped in the same emotional cycles for far too long, pushing away the things that felt most real and choosing the safety of comfort over the vulnerability of truth. The stillness of the morning stripped away every excuse they usually make to themselves. With no one there to impress and no one to convince of their lies, they were left alone with nothing but their own conscience and the memory of you. They realized with a sudden and sharp clarity how much your presence in their life actually changed them, even in ways they were never brave enough to admit out loud. You were the one who challenged them to grow when they wanted to stay small. You were the mirror that reflected back the parts of themselves they weren't quite ready to face yet. Now, in the silence of their own awakening, they finally understand why your connection felt so intense and sometimes even difficult. It was never meant to be a simple or easy path. It was designed by the universe to be real, and real things often require us to burn away our old selves. Your soulmate is also starting to feel a new sense of accountability. This isn't a heavy, destructive guilt that makes them want to hide, but rather a clarifying awareness that is finally waking them up to their own actions. They are looking back at the moments where they chose to be silent instead of honest, where they chose to delay instead of acting, and where they listened to the opinions of others instead of the steady voice of their own heart. Please take a moment to share your feelings in the comments so we can support one another, and be sure to subscribe to Lord Miracles Daily to keep receiving these spiritual updates. In those morning hours, a powerful and frightening question began to echo in their mind. What if I lose this connection forever because I was too afraid to act? This thought wasn't just a passing worry, it was a serious realization that some connections are so rare they only come around once in a lifetime. They understood that some souls meet specifically to wake each other up, and they are terrified of falling back into a deep sleep without you. Because of this, they are beginning to imagine a completely different version of themselves, a person who communicates with clarity and stands firm when emotions get tough. You have inspired this vision within them without even trying. Your energy planted seeds of growth in their soul that are only now starting to break through the surface. They are also thinking deeply about the concept of timing. They have realized that rushing toward you before they have truly healed would only result in more pain for both of you. The morning showed them that their current patience isn't an act of avoidance, but a necessary period of preparation. They want to come to you with a clear heart, not a confused mind. There is a steady inner voice within them now that is growing louder every day. It is telling them that they must do better, be more honest, and stop pretending that this connection doesn't matter more than anything else. Interestingly, your soulmate also senses that you have changed. They feel that you are no longer the same person who was waiting around for answers or chasing after them. They can sense your new strength, your firm boundaries, and your deep self-respect. Instead of this pushing them away, it is actually making them respect you more than they ever have before. They realize now that if they want to be part of your life again, they have to rise up and meet you at your new level. The morning energy carries a truth that doesn't have any of the noise of the world, and in that truth, they admitted that no one else has ever touched their soul the way you did. Every other conversation they have feels shallow in comparison, and every other connection they try to build feels forced and empty. This isn't just making them feel lonely, it's making them honest with themselves. They are feeling a deep sense of gratitude for everything this connection has taught them, including the lessons that came from the pain of separation. They understand now that even the distance between you served a divine purpose. If you have been feeling a pull to reflect on your own past or a sudden ability to forgive, it is because your souls are finally aligning. Healing is happening on both sides of this bridge. Your soulmate ended their morning with a quiet sense of resolve. They are no longer asking if you matter. They are only asking how they can honor you correctly when the time is right. What is unfolding right now is not chaos, but a beautiful alignment. The universe never rushes a connection this sacred. It takes its time to prepare every detail. As the day moved forward and your soulmate went about their usual business, the realizations they had in the dark didn't fade away. They stayed tucked inside their heart, influencing every thought. They found themselves distracted all day, seeing signs of you in songs, words, and small coincidences. These aren't accidents, but confirmations that your energy is still woven into theirs. Trust the process, because something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, as the day moved forward and the world became busy, the powerful realizations your soulmate had in the early morning did not simply fade away. Instead, those thoughts settled deep into their heart, staying with them through every hour. Even as they handled their daily chores and responsibilities, their mind kept drifting back to you. They were constantly distracted, finding that no matter what they were doing, you were the underlying theme of their day. This wasn't a painful distraction, but a very thoughtful and quiet one that made them look at their life differently. They began to notice signs of you everywhere they went, It might have been a certain song on the radio, a specific word someone said, or a small moment that reminded them of a memory you both share. These were not accidents or coincidences, but divine confirmations from the universe. They started to see how empty and shallow their other interactions felt. Conversations with other people felt incomplete, and even when they tried to laugh or be social, it felt forced and unnatural. In those moments, they understood that the connection they have with you brings a level of meaning and depth that they simply cannot find anywhere else. Your soulmate has finally stopped ignoring the small, still voice inside of them. For a long time, they tried to drown out that voice with noise and busyness, but now they are truly listening. That inner voice is leading them back to the same undeniable truth. Running away from this connection has only delayed their own growth. It hasn't prevented the longing they feel. They now realize that true healing doesn't come from hiding or escaping, but from facing what the heart has known all along. Please take a moment to share your own experience in the comments below and subscribe to Lord Miracles Daily to stay part of this spiritual journey, as something huge is waiting for you. They have also been reflecting deeply on your strength. They see now how you kept moving forward with your life, even when you didn't have the answers you wanted. They recognize how you chose to respect yourself instead of chasing after someone who wasn't ready. You learned how to protect your own peace, and seeing that has filled them with a new kind of respect for you. They don't see you as someone who is stuck in the past, but as someone who has evolved and grown into a more powerful version of yourself. Throughout the day, your soulmate felt small but real moments of courage rising within them. The idea of finally speaking their truth no longer feels like an impossible task. They are starting to feel that being honest will actually be much lighter than carrying the heavy weight of silence. While they may not have taken a physical step yet, the internal shift has already occurred. They are being very careful with the timing now, because they understand that reaching out without full clarity would only cause more confusion. They want to come to you with a pure intention, not out of a moment of weakness or impulse. In their mind, they are starting to build a vision of a future where you can both speak clearly and honestly. They imagine a relationship where fear doesn't dictate the rules and where you both stand on equal ground. This isn't just a fantasy for them anymore. It is a goal based on the maturity they have gained through this time of silence and reflection. They are actively letting go of the old fears that used to paralyze them, the fear of being rejected, the fear of not being good enough, and the fear of making the same mistakes again. These fears haven't disappeared entirely, but they have lost their power over your soulmate's choices. If you have been feeling a strange sense of calm lately, even after a long period of emotional heaviness, please know that this is a sign of alignment. The storm is not coming back. It is finally clearing away so that both of you can breathe again. Your soulmate understands now that a connection this deep requires real responsibility. They are no longer looking for guarantees or easy answers. Instead, they are preparing themselves to show up with consistency and to make sure their actions finally match their intentions. As the day moved toward the evening, they felt a quiet confidence beginning to form. It wasn't a loud or rushed feeling, but something steady and reliable. They're no longer confused about what they feel for you. They are simply learning how to handle those feelings with the care and respect they deserve. You must trust what is happening behind the scenes, even if you can't see the physical proof yet. Trust the peace that is slowly replacing your questions. This bond is not ending. It is maturing into something much stronger. Your soulmate has entered a phase of very deep inner preparation. This is no longer just about thinking or feeling. It has become about making real changes in how they live their life. They have noticed that their old habits and ways of escaping no longer feel comfortable to them. The distractions they once used to avoid their feelings now feel empty and meaningless. Avoidance has become too heavy for them to carry. This is how true growth begins, when the soul refuses to go back to the old patterns that no longer fit who they are becoming. They are choosing silence right now, but not to hide from you. They are using this silence to listen to their own soul and to clear away any remaining confusion. They are working to become emotionally available in a way they have never been before. This process is not easy for them, but they know it is absolutely necessary if they want a future with you. They are even starting to set internal boundaries with people and situations that used to drain their energy or bring chaos into their life. They realize that to have peace with you, they must first build a foundation of peace within themselves. They are becoming much more mindful of their reactions and their words. This awareness didn't happen overnight, but through a lot of self-honesty and admitting where they were wrong without trying to blame anyone else. My beloved child, they are stepping up to their responsibilities. They are learning how to stay present even when emotions are high. And they are preparing to speak to you from a place of truth rather than a place of fear. They know that love is proven through consistency and effort, and they are aligning themselves with that truth every single day. Trust that everything is being prepared for you. My child, as the day slowly began to fade into the evening, your soulmate's heart did not stop its work. It continued to labor quietly behind the scenes. The wake-up calls they experienced in the early morning were not just isolated moments that would disappear with the setting sun. Instead, those moments of clarity started a massive chain reaction deep within their soul that is still moving right now. Do not skip this part of the message and stay with me until the very end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are starting to feel a very quiet but persistent sense of urgency. This is not a feeling of panic or fear, but a deep inner knowing that things simply cannot stay the same as they have been. They have come to realize that silence cannot protect them or their feelings forever. They understand that the connection they share with you is alive, breathing, and desperately needs to be acknowledged. This awareness is gentle, but it will not go away, constantly reminding them that time is a precious gift and that hearts are very fragile things. During these quiet evening hours, they have been revisiting every memory they have of you. They aren't just looking at the happy times, they are looking at the moments of tension and the times when things were left unsaid. They are looking at the misunderstandings that once felt like mountains they could never climb. But now, because of the clarity they have gained, those memories are no longer sources of pain or regret. Instead, they see them as necessary lessons that have pointed them toward growth and toward the truth of who you are to them. It is crucial that you do not skip this, as they are now reflecting on exactly how they would approach you differently if the universe gave them the chance right now. They are thinking about how to speak with complete honesty instead of the usual hesitation that held them back. They are imagining how it would feel to express their love without any fear of being judged or rejected. This is the true beginning of their conscious transformation. They are shifting from being someone who just reacts to things to being someone who acts with real intention. Something very profound happened in those quiet hours when they started feeling a deep sense of gratitude for you. They feel thankful for the incredible patience you have shown them through all of this. They are grateful for the love you shared, even when things were messy and complicated. They are even thankful for the lessons their heart had to learn through the pain of being apart. With this gratitude, a soft and steady determination has been born to honor what is real and what truly matters. Please leave a comment about how you feel right now and subscribe to Lord Miracles Daily to stay in this energy, because something huge is waiting for you. They have also started noticing the many subtle ways the universe is guiding them back toward you. They see signs in their daily conversations, in strange coincidences, and in feelings that simply cannot be ignored anymore. This new awareness has made them more present and more willing to act when the timing is finally right. They are learning the true power of patience and timing. They understand now that a rushed approach would only destroy the clarity they have worked so hard to gain. They are preparing themselves to show up in the best way possible, not just for their own sake, but for both of you. During these evening hours, they have finally confronted the fears they tried to bury deep inside. They faced the fear of rejection, the fear of not being enough, and the fear of making the same mistakes again. As they acknowledged each fear, they felt them getting lighter and losing their grip. They are learning to stand in their truth without letting fear dictate their actions. If you have been feeling a shift in your own energy or a sudden sense of hope, it is because your energies are moving toward alignment. Every quiet moment of reflection they had was shaping a path toward a reunion based on honesty. As the night fully embraces the world, their heart is continuing its silent journey toward you. The morning's revelations have blossomed into a permanent inner clarity. Hesitation is slowly fading away, and doubt is no longer the loudest voice in their head. The hours they spent reflecting have changed them forever. They are no longer the same person who woke up with restless thoughts this morning. They are a soul that is finally awakening to the truth. In these quiet nights, they feel a powerful magnetic pull toward you that they can no longer resist. It is a pull of recognition, knowing that what you share is sacred and rare. They are thinking carefully about the steps they need to take next. These won't be impulsive steps, but conscious ones made with respect and courage. They are learning how to balance their heart and their mind so they can approach you from a place of honesty rather than fear. Every choice and every thought they have now carries a deep purpose. They are becoming someone who can meet you fully without any pretenses or old patterns. They sense your strength and your growth even when you are far apart. This awareness inspires them to rise up and become worthy of the connection you both share. They are ready to step forward with love, patience, and integrity. In the quiet of these late hours, they are making sacred promises to themselves. They are promising to be honest, to act with intention, and to never take this connection for granted again. These promises are shaping their future actions and their words. They aren't waiting for anyone else to tell them what to do. They are preparing from the inside out. The universe is aligning both of you right now. Stay grounded and stay open, because the morning reflections and the evening lessons are all leading to a beautiful reunion. As another day begins to stir, they carry these lessons like a quiet, steady flame inside their chest. They are no longer just thinking, they are taking real emotional steps toward growth. Every memory of you now comes with deep awareness. Your presence has become the compass that guides everything they do. They are seeing your true worth in the way you honor yourself and stay consistent. They understand that love is about presence and alignment, not possession. They are letting go of the fear of being vulnerable and exposing their true emotions. Each fear they release makes space for a love that is mature and conscious. They are becoming someone who can show up fully and honor you with respect and integrity. Something huge is truly waiting for you.